All the trees are now bare.
Elizabeth Ortega Hilbert is trying to put her life back together after the heavy hail and rainstorm that water damaged her entire home. FEMA investigators with McAllen City staff went door to door to see the damage for more than 1,100 homes and 100 business complexes. Hilbert lives on White Wing between Bicentennial and 23rd Street, where much of the hail and rainstorm wreaked havoc on Thursday night.
It was unfortunate. There was a hailstorm, probably about golf size, maybe even tennis ball size hail that just was coming down very fast and very hard. And the windows were shattering, and water was pouring in through the windows at a very, very rapid rate.
Hilbert says the weather event was so fast and fierce that she even sheltered some strangers during the worst of the storm.
I was alone. Alone with my 4 dogs, but 2 young girls were stranded over here in front of this neighbor, and they were running for cover, and unfortunately the neighbor didn't hear them, and I guess they saw me turn my lights off. I started turning off all the electrical, and they started ringing my doorbell, and I let them in. So for a while I was with a couple of random girls that I didn't know, but the 3 of us took cover in my house until they were able to get a ride.
Hilbert explains her experience as a nightmare, seeing almost 2 to 3 feet of floodwaters in her home. However, she says there has been a silver lining, because the entire neighborhood has worked together to regain their lives.
All working as a team, helping each other out, and just trying to keep our morale up, because right now it's, you never think this is going to happen to you, and then when it does, it makes you that, you're sympathetic, but it makes you that much more sympathetic and empathetic to other people that this happens to.
FEMA officials are trying to determine if the city of McAllen and its residents are eligible for federal disaster relief funds.
We're out doing spot assessments to determine if this area is eligible for individual assistance for the individual homeowners and individual business owners, to see if they're eligible for FEMA to come in and provide them access to their programs for disaster recovery.
With the storm's torrential rains, strong winds, and hail, Assistant City Manager Pilar Rodriguez provided FEMA a so-called windshield assessment to help FEMA determine eligibility.
We had 8 inches of rainfall, on on top of the hail that fell in about an hour and a half, and so that's why we saw the high water levels. That exceeds even our newest drainage systems. That exceeds the capacity for those new systems, which can handle a lot of water, and that's what it amounts to. We received a high amount of water in a very short period of time, and coupled with the debris that was stripped from the trees and the ice, we had a lot of our inlets were plugged up with debris and ice, and that's what caused a lot of the water from running off quickly. So those are some of the things that compounded the damage.
FEMA investigator Janae Sullivan is walking door to door in the affected area. She spent the day talking to residents about what they experienced the night of the storm.
We're looking for the types of damages and if the homeowner is insured or not, and because FEMA can't duplicate benefits, we're going to see if we can help homeowners out here.
Sullivan and her team will have to decide if the city qualifies.
We'll be asking questions from homeowners and just trying to find out some information and see what kind of damages they sustain and if we can help them, and if this is federally declared.
2 FEMA teams scoured the city for days at the invitation of the state of Texas.
We're here at the invitation of the state, at the request of the state, to do damage assessments, preliminary damage assessments of the affected areas. So we're going pretty much neighborhood by neighborhood, talking to residents and getting the addresses of all the homes that suffered some kind of damage from the other night's storm. So that's basically what it is. It's a preliminary damage assessment throughout the city to see how extensive the damage was.
To file their findings, the FEMA team also asked residents whether they had homeowners insurance or flood insurance.
What the process entails is we do these damage assessments, we take all these figures and all the data, and we give it to the state. It belongs to the state. The state reviews that data, and based on that data, the governor can choose to write a letter to the president asking for a presidential declaration. So that's how the process works.
Hidalgo County Emergency Management Coordinator Oscar Montoya spent the day evaluating the damage with federal officials.
Well, there's obviously a coordinated effort to try and assess as much of the damage as possible. The city of McAllen has done a really good job of coordinating these efforts, FEMA, the state, and right now it's it's going house to house, seeing, just how much damage there is, and, so that we can so they can do a proper assessment, so that they can see if we're eligible for any type of assistance. That's what we pray for down here, that we are eligible. But, like I said, it's a good coordinated effort. We're hoping that the people, are patient. I know it's tough times right now, but, the city of McAllen is doing everything it can. We're all trying to help out the county of Hidalgo, different counties and cities. And the citizens should be, hopefully getting an answer pretty quick to see if FEMA's going to be able to help out.
Montoya says he's in charge of Hidalgo County, but hasn't heard any reports of major damage like the McAllen area.
It looks pretty extensive in some locations. I mean, obviously there was houses that had more than 2-3 feet of water in them. Roof damage, a lot of hail damage. The vegetation is, almost leafless. A lot of people lost their belongings, clothing, furniture. I tell you one thing, what's amazing is the resiliency of people. I mean, we're 2-3 days out and they've already cleaned out their houses, pulled out stuff without, anybody trying to help them yet. So, I think McAllen's done about 3 or 4 pickups already of trash, and there's still trash coming out. So I think the people are working hard to try and help themselves. Now we hope that our federal partners will be able to help us out as well.
For Mary Diaz, who has lived in McAllen for 20 years, she says this storm was the worst she has ever seen.
It was horrible. I was so scared. I went in the closet because I didn't know where else to go in. I went in the closet in the hallway, and I had my dogs there because they were scared, and I don't know. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Mary doesn't know what she will do to recover her losses because she is uninsured, but she says she is happy to be able to clean up the mess.
I'm lucky that I got the house and the roof is on, and the house, everything else is gone. It doesn't matter. I'm alive.
FEMA investigators will file the report with the governor's office to see if the governor requests federal assistance from Washington. But McAllen residents aren't waiting for a helping hand. They are helping themselves. For the city of McAllen, I'm Roy Cantu.